Hello Shrestha. Hello Devotati. Let's wait for people to join. Hello Saurav. I'm not feeling well, তাই অনেকক্ষণ ধরে ওয়েট করে আছি 10:30 কখন বাজবে। ওকে, now you will feel absolutely better. Hi Nivedita. Hello Rudrashish. Hello. So I'm still waiting. Somebody just shared the link maybe in the group so that they're reminded that the session has started, and mudra therapy is something that I really do not want people to miss out on. So I can see Nivedita, Devotati, Saurav and Shrestha. Let's just wait for a couple of more minutes and then we can have people. We can start maybe. Hi Chanchal, thank you for joining. So we are just waiting for a few more people to join before we start with mudra therapy, because this is not the regular session that is done every month, so that's why I am waiting for people to join. Yes, I have seen that, Nivedita, thank you. I'm audible, right? My voice is audible. Can one of you confirm that is my voice audible? Thank you for confirming. So I'm going to start off with a brief discussion on mudra therapy. And hi Tanvi, thank you for joining. So we'll start with a brief discussion, and as and when people can join, and they can also watch the recording. So mudra, the word mudra itself means postures, different postures that you do, or gestures that you do with your hands or with your body. So this entire concept of mudra therapy is coming from Buddhism and Hinduism, where different postures are done in dance or in during puja, during meditation. So that is from where it generates the entire concept of mudra. Okay, so there are many mudras where it involves the entire body, but primarily when it comes to therapeutic level, we are discussing mudras which is done with the help of hands. Okay, so that's why I'm sitting very close today, because I have to show you the mudras, a few of the mudras, not everything, because there are about hundreds and thousands of mudras, hundreds of mudras which are available to regular or people like us who can practice it for therapeutic levels, but there are thousands of mudras which is not provided to any XYZ person unless the person has been initiated to a particular kind of practice before they can start with the mudra. But as of now, we will be discussing only the mudras with respect to hands. Okay, so we know that our physical body is made up of 5 elements, which is air, water, fire, sky or ether, and what is the other one? I forgot. Earth, right? Air, water, fire, earth and sky. Now, if our body is made up of these 5 elements, it also means that if there is any disbalance amongst any of these elements, that will lead to us not feeling well, that will lead to diseases, that will lead to mental illness, that will also lead to physical illness. Okay, so keeping that in mind, mudra therapy is extremely beneficial. Now, why it is beneficial is, this tips of fingers that you can see, each tip of finger, it is considered that you have free electrons moving in these tips of fingers, right? So if you touch the fingers or you make certain mudras with your hands, then these electrons gets charged basically, and these charged electrons are again sent back to the brain. So basically this is free electricity. You are not using it, it is getting discharged from the body. But হাওয়াটা খুব জোরে চলছে. No, it's the same room. Okay, let me do this. What will I do? Let's say better. Is it better now? I have brought it quite close. So there is free electricity in the the tips of the fingers. Everywhere there is free electricity. So if you are not doing anything with this, that means the electricity will get discharged from your body. But if you are touching and making certain mudras with the help of your fingers, then this electricity or this energy is sent back to the brains, from which is the storehouse of all the illnesses that we have in our body. Whether it is physical, whether it is mental, everything is generated here. And that actually directs the different parts or the organs of the body to act in or not act in particular manner. Okay, so what happens is, when there is a deficiency in all these 5 elements that we have in our body, that is fire, water, earth, sky and air, then only you will see that the balance in the body is lost and somewhere the problem is created. So now the next thing is, what these 5 fingers, the 4 fingers and thumb, this actually shows or this actually represents each of the element. Okay, now I'm going to go very slow today because this mudra therapy is a new concept for all of you. It's not a story that I can just say and you will understand. So I'm going to go very slow so that people can understand. These are the 5 fingers in our hand, and each of these represent one element. Okay, so we'll start with thumb. The thumb represents fire. All right, this represents fire. So the index finger represents air. This one is air. The third one, that is the middle finger, represents akash or sky or ether. The ring finger, that represents earth. That means this one. This represents earth. So, and this one, the little finger, that kind of represents water. So fire, air, sky or akash, this one is earth, and this one is water. Which means that if we can make certain mudras and touch each finger at different ways or manner, the deficiencies that are created in the body about these 5 elements, that somehow gets a little sorted, a little balanced. Okay, but don't expect that suddenly one fine day you will sit like this and you will feel all the imbalance gets sorted. No, it doesn't work like that. It's not magic. It has to be done on a regular basis for a certain amount of time, then only your body will start acting according to it. Okay, so I when I got initiated into mudra therapy, there is like a huge manual that was given to us, and it's not possible to remember everything, but there are certain aspects that I want to highlight in today's session before we actually practice a few of the mudras in today's session. Okay, so mudra therapy is a part of tantric and yogic literature. It has nothing to do with religion. First of all, it is a part of tantric and yogic literature. And according to it, there are thousands of mudras that are available, and all these mudras, they are like can be divided into four major groups. The first one is hasta or hand, which we actually deal with. The second one is mana, which is head. The third one is kaya, which is posture. The fourth is bandha, which is locking. And the fifth one is adhara, like in Bengali we say adhara. So adhara means perineal. So when a finger representing an element is brought into contact with the thumb, that element is brought to balance. So basically thumb is the balancing one, the fire. When you bring the other elements in touch with the thumb, automatically you would see the things gets into balance. Okay, and so the disease that is caused by this imbalance is also cured. All right, any questions so far? If you have any question, please ask, because I understand this is a new concept, so you might have questions. So if you have any question, please feel free to ask. So far, anybody any questions? Then I'll move to the next section. Anybody any questions? Yes, no, maybe? No questions? Do we understand what is the basic concept of mudra therapy, how it works, how the free electrons keeps on moving around? Is there any compatibility between the elementary fingers? What happens to the fire? First, let's say Saurav's question. Is there any compatibility between the elementary fingers? I don't understand your question. What do you exactly like? Can fire be tuned with water? It can be. It can be tuned with water. It can be tuned with air, depending on what imbalance is there in your body. Can you understand the imbalance? Well, you can, but at at the very basic level, you cannot. So there are certain mudras that we will do today, and you will see that specific fingers are touching the thumb at specific issues, because that issue is created because of the imbalance between a certain element. That's why. What happens to the fire element when finger touches? What happens to the fire element when finger touches thumb? Thumb is the fire. So if the other fingers are touching, so basically you're balancing it. Fire is balancing the water or air or sky or earth. So it is kind of balancing the entire body. So basically our body is made of something called homeostasis. Homeostasis means maintaining the balance of all the elements of the body so that you function at the optimum level. Now, if there is imbalance, it will show in either physiological issues or in mental issues. So if there are physiological issues or mental issues, there are certain mudras that you can do during certain kind of issues that actually balances the imbalance that is created in the body. That is exactly what happens. How do you understand which element is not in balance? That I actually answered this even before you asked this question. You cannot. As of now, you cannot. But there, you can only feel the symptoms. You will not understand. But yes, there are certain ways you can understand. Basically, if there is acidity, indigestion, that means the fire is too much. The fire element has exceeded in your body. If there is too much of sweating, the water element has exceeded in your body. So like there are various ways. Plus imbalance can be understood by the kind of symptoms or the kind of issues that you are facing at that time. So that's how you understand. But there will not be any email or any SMS that's going to come that there is an imbalance in your body. You have to, it's very subtle. You need to understand it with the kind of symptoms that you are facing, or the kind of very subtle thing that your body is telling you. The more you listen to your body, the more you will be able to understand that the elements are not in balance. But not that you have to listen to your body sitting and understanding. We will come to it. We have just started the concept. Any other questions anybody has? Any other questions, anyone, before we move on? So I'm going to read out one extract from one of the literature about mudra therapy, and then probably would answer the questions that you would have. Is there any particular element to which the body dominantly belongs to? No. It is nothing like that. All the 5 elements. When it is in proper balance, then only your body is in balance. There is no dominant element of a body. But yes, when the one of the element dominates the body, that's when the problem starts, right? So this is what I've already said, but this is something which I would like to read out properly. The fingertips of every living being have many concentrated nerve root endings which are free energy discharge points. That is all these fingertips. Okay. Science also confirms that around every tip there is a concentration of free electrons. By touching together of the tips of the fingers or the fingertips to other parts of the palm, like this or this or this, whatever you do, you are actually redirecting the free energy or prana back into the body along the specific channels, back into the body through the specific channels and back to the brain. So the redirected energy traveling through the nerve stimulates the various chakras. Keeping the hands on the knees stimulates various chakra. Keeping your hands, so when we do meditation, often we say put your hands like this. There is a reason for this. This is a kind of a mudra. We will do that. So in some condition we will say just do like this. So it depends with the kind of imbalance that is created, the kind of symptoms you are facing, and this free electrons that are present at the tip of all these fingers, when you touch at a specific position or specific ways, you're actually sending them back to the specific channels through your glands, through sensory organs, through perceptory organs, back to the brain. Okay. Any other questions, anyone so far? It's a very scientific process. It's not religious, nothing to do with religion. It's a very scientific and yogic culture. It is used primarily, mudra therapy. Okay. Buddhism specifically, Hinduism as well. Any other questions, anyone? Or can I move to the mudras now? Can we start the mudras then? Hi Somesh. Hi. If nobody has any further questions, can we actually start with showing a few mudras? Hi. KTM Rocks. Hi. So I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. Okay. So I'm going to start with showing a few mudras, and as I said, I'm going to go slow because it's new. It's for the first time you're seeing, and I will tell you the mudra and the use of the mudra. There are thousands of mudra. We cannot do everything in one session, but at least we will do, let's say, 7 to 8 or close to 10 mudras today. Okay. So we'll start with one which is called Apan Mudra. Not Apun, it's Apan, A-P-A-N, Apan Mudra. Okay. So first I will show you how the mudra is done. So this is your hand. You do like this. Like in, when you were young, you used to make deers like this. This is Apan Mudra. So these two fingers are touching the tip of the thumb and these two fingers remain straight. This is Apan Mudra. Okay. Now what is the benefit of Apan Mudra? The benefit of Apan Mudra is it provides relief in any kind of urinary infection, urinary problems. It facilitates the discharge of waste material from the body. When I say waste material, it is not only from your rectum or or the lower part of the body. Any waste materials from your ears, from your eyes, from your nose, anywhere, from your throat, anywhere, wherever there is a discharge point or wherever there is a point where you can remove, or there is a way that the body can get rid of the toxic materials or the discharge points are there. So these materials will be removed from your body. So now don't expect suddenly at the middle of the road you will stand like this and your body will like, yo, everything is coming out. No, it will not work like that. So whenever you sit quiet for some time, you have to sit like properly in a Ardha Siddhasana. Now People who do not understand what is Ardha Siddhasana, you can simply sit with a cross-legged posture, normal cross-legged posture, that the way we sit in our homes, in chair or in on the floor, anything, and just sit like this with both the hands. Just sit like this for at least 5 minutes, and do it for a period of for a continuous period of 1 day or 2 days. So that is going to help you with the discharge of various materials. Are we clear with Apan Mudra, everyone? Urinary infection, any urinary problem, facilitates the discharge of waste materials from the body, whether it is from the rectum, whether it is from eyes, nose, throat, ears, everywhere. It cleanses and purifies the body. So it is another way of detoxifying the body. So that is Apan Mudra for you. Easy one. Done? Let's move to the next one. Gyan Mudra. The next one is called Gyan Mudra. Gyan Mudra is like this. Are mudra specific to right or left hand, or both hands are to be used both hands to be used compulsorily? Yes, both hands to be used compulsorily. Right. Because our left side is okay. I have to go a little deeper then. Our body, I often say that when you breathe, just see whether the air is coming in a uniform manner. The air is coming out in a uniform manner from the left nostril and the right nostril. If the answer is yes, then that means your body is balanced. If the answer is no, then the body has imbalances. So the body has been classified into two parts, Ida and Pingala, in our Hindu culture or yogic culture. So whenever there is an imbalance in the body, you would see whenever you exhale, the air will not be exhaled uniformly from both the nostrils. You can just try once. Let's do this. For me it's uniform, I know, because I'm wearing a Rudraksh also, so it helps me to balance Ida and Pingala. So Tanvi, because you asked this question, let me ask you. If you put one finger, index finger, below your nose and you exhale, just observe whether the air exhaled is uniformly coming out from the left nostril and the right nostril. And let me know. I'm waiting for a response from Tanvi now. Not for me. Left nostril. Right. Usually it is not balanced. That is the reason why we have so many problems, because our body already is not in a state of balance. So that's why doing it from both the both the hands is important. Plus there are other practices which I will tell you. Just remind me this one towards the Shrestha says left, Saurav says left, Tanvi says left, Nivedita not for me, but she does not mention which one is more dominant. Whatever it is, just remind me this one towards the end of the session of how to balance your body so that uniform. For me, right is normal, left is blocked, right? So just let me know at the end of today's session. I will tell you how you can balance the left right nostrils, or feels blocked. Feels blocked is the right answer. Okay, so just let me know towards the remind me once towards the end of the session. I will tell you how you can balance this left and right nostrils. To Shrestha I have already informed. I don't know, I'm sure she has not practiced it. That's why again for her it has gone back to square one. So let's go back to Gyan Mudra. Gyan Mudra is like okay, super okay, that kind of Gyan Mudra. But when you have nails, don't do like this. Don't do like this. It is like tips has to touch. Don't be like this, this kind of a Revlon nail polish. Don't do that. The tips needs to touch. So this is Gyan Mudra. Now what is the functionality of Gyan Mudra? It is a tranquilizer. Gyan Mudra practice ensures mental peace, concentration of the mind, and sharp memory, spiritual enhancement, and helps you to develop creativity. So this is Gyan Mudra for you. So that's why when you do meditation, we ask you to do like this, right? Sit like this. So this is Gyan Mudra. You sit like this. So it's not that you have to be like this, like a that kind of a Buddha. what you call that Buddha, laughing Buddha. Yeah, you don't have to do like this, but just touching these fingers and keeping the other fingers normal and open actually will help you. Okay, so Gyan Mudra is for maintaining mental peace, for concentration of the mind. Yeah, I'm not able to practice that for past few days. The few is a questionable thing. Okay, yogic tranquilizer, its practice ensures mental peace, concentration of the mind, sharp memory, spiritual enhancement, and it develops creativity. Okay, so far we have done 2 mudra. The first is Apan Mudra, which helps you to deal with toxic removers, discharge of waste materials from the body, and also urinary infection. The second one we did is Gyan Mudra, which helps you to maintain mental peace, which concentration of the mind, sharp memory, creativity, everything. Okay. The next one is one of my favorite. So the next one is, I have to show you. It's a little tricky, but I'll show you. It is first you take your hand like this, fold the index finger and the middle finger, then do like this, cover it so your ring finger and the thumb touch it like this, and it becomes like this. I'm showing it once again. These 2 fingers, fold it. This is your right thumb and the right ring finger. You touch these 2 tips together and this one remains straight. This is called Mrit Sanjeevani Mudra. Mrit Sanjeevani Mudra is a first aid in case of a severe heart attack. This life-giving device mudra provides instant relief within a few seconds. Helping hand for cardiac, but this is like a first aid. But don't say that somebody is having a heart attack. You can ask them to do this while getting other medical help. So often it helps, but if it's a very severe one, then of course it will just give you temporary relief. You still need medical attention, but at least you can stop the danger at that point of time. This is called Mrit Sanjeevani. I'm once again showing this 2, like this, and this. Okay, Mrit Sanjeevani Mudra. This will help you as a first aid for when the person is having a heart attack. Clear? Next one, Prana Mudra. Prana Mudra improves eyesight and the energy level of the body. This is Prana Mudra. 3 fingers like this 2 and the thumb, they are touching each other and this 2 remains straight. Prana Mudra. It helps to improve the vitality of the body as well as the eyesight. So those have issues with eyesight, they can actually practice all this mudra. Now you might ask me, can I practice more than one mudra? Yes, you can. You can do that. So you will do 5 minutes of this, deep breathe, then the next 5 minutes for the other one, then deep breathe, then next 5 minutes for the other one. You can do all of that, and you have to do this for a period of at least 21 days to see impact in your body. Okay, but it is very effective. This is based on science and not based on any superstitious beliefs. Okay, can we move to the next one? Are we clear with this 4 mudra, everyone, or do you want me to repeat any of them? Because I can keep on going on to different mudras, but if it doesn't if it's not clear, then there is no point. So are we clear with the 4 mudras? Apan Mudra, Jnana Mudra, Mrit Sanjeevani Mudra and Prana Mudra. Are we clear, everyone? Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm moving to the next 2 mudras. The first mudra is called Linga Mudra, coming from Linga Bhairavi. So Linga Mudra, this particular mudra will actually help you to get rid of frequent cold, those who have this tendency of catching cold, congested chest and incurable infection. So cold, congested chest and incurable infection. How do you do that? Both hands like this and like this. That's it. So both hands like this and like this. This is called Linga Mudra. It will help you to treat incurable infections, congested chest, and also who have the tendency of catching cold every time, a frequent cold for that matter. All right. The next one is called Shunya Mudra. Shunya. So I'm going to show you Shunya. This is Shunya Mudra. So this one is not touching the tips of the fingers. It is touching, this tip is touching the palm. This one is touching the middle finger, and this tree remains straight. Shunya Mudra helps you to relieve any ear ache problems, any ear related infection or problems in just a few minutes. Okay. Done? The seventh one, so we have done already 6. The seventh one is my favorite, another favorite of mine. It is like a first aid, especially on the road. So let's say you have stomach ache, you have extreme stomach ache or gastric problem, but you are on the road or some problems are happening. So just put the thumb like this and the 4 fingers like this. Just sit like this for some time. You will see the stomach pain goes away. It works like magic. I have tried this so many times while I'm traveling. Suddenly there is a bloating in the stomach. I'm answering that question sort of. So start, what about toothache? You can try Linga Mudra, incurable infections, but although that's not an infection though, but you can still try Linga Mudra, I would say. What I was saying is, this one, if you do like this sudden stomach ache or gastric problem, or there is a sudden pressure but you're on the road, you're not in a position to go anywhere, that time you can do like this like this. I don't remember the name of this mudra, but this is probably one life-saving technique that we do, which helps you to immediately relieve yourself from that pain. Okay. Why Shunya Mudra does not emphasize in touching the fingertip? How it's different? There is no answer to this why, because as I said, mudra therapy is not always about touching the fingertips. It is sometimes touching the fingertips to the palms of the hand, because these are the free electrons, but all these nerves are actually going from the hand. So this is like touching the fingertip to the channel directly, so that it automatically impacts. How, why, what? No, there is not too much of explanation about that, but yes, it kind of helps you to relieve earache. Used in one of the Panchakarma process. Yes, it is. Right? So, how many we have done? 4, 5, 6, 7. We have done 7. Do you want me to do a couple of more, or do you think we should do that in the next session? Because as it is, the number of audience is going down. Do you want me to do a couple of more, or you want me to actually do that in the next session, some other sessions? Let's hear from the audience who is watching. Anybody? You want me to do a couple of more, or are we done? What do you think? Next session I would suggest. Okay. Next session maybe. Okay. I don't mind. But there is one particular mudra that I would like to show you. Okay. Everybody is saying next session. Not interesting maybe. This one. Or maybe too many things. Okay. But there is one thing that I would like to, will be ready with pen and paper. Okay, all right. So maybe next month I will keep one more session on mudra therapy. But there is one thing that I would like to show you, which is specifically for anxiety. Can I show that? Can I show one last one, which will help you for the anxiety relief? Just one more, if you are okay with it. Okay, all right. So the other one is called Mahasir Mudra, that is specifically for anxiety. Okay, Mahasir's Mudra. So it's a little tricky though. So it is, first of all, you will do the index fingers like this, thumbs like this, okay, index finger like this, thumbs like this, so it forms like a heart, okay, and like this. Wait, it's a little tricky, I will show you. Is this clear? Are you able to understand? This one like this like this two fingers rolled on, and this one. This is Mahaseed's Mudra. This is specifically for anxiety. Okay, now don't get anxious for doing the mudra. I am not doing it correctly. No, nothing like that. So it is like this, and this is the one. Okay, so that's about it. We have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mudras today, which is enough for one session. And one last thing that I asked, that was highlighted in today's session, is that your left nostril and right nostril, the air is not passing through homogeneously. So for that, the practice is close your one nostril. This is more of like anulom vilom. So take full breath from one nostril, then close this one and let the air come out from the other nostril. Then again take deep breath from this one, then hold this and let the air come out from this one. This is more like anulom vilom. So breathe in from left, breathe out from right, breathe in from right, breathe out from left. If you do this for a period of, let's say, 10 minutes every day before sleep, just before sleep, if you do, A, you will have uninterrupted sleep. B, it will gradually it will keep a balance in your body, because now the air is passing through the entire nasal cavity and the Ida and Pingala gets balanced. When that gets balanced, you will see a lot of ailments, lot of issues, lot of infection, lot of aches or pain that you have, it is automatically getting cured from the body. So this is another type of meditation which is done only to balance your body. I will try this tonight. Yes, you can try this tonight. This is called Anulom Vilom, but this is you can try this Anulom Vilom. Even if you type in anywhere in Google, you will see how it is done. Okay, so that is pretty much of it from me tonight. Practice these mudra as and when you need to do, especially the anxiety one and the other ones that we have discussed. And I'm sure that you would see the impact. Even if you sit quietly, just do the mudra and sit for 5 minutes. It will help. It is going to have immense effect in your body. Okay, so thank you, audience. Thank you for being with me, and hopefully you will find the effectiveness of it, and we can come with another episode of Mudra Therapy next month. Okay, till then, take care of yourself and have a very wonderful night.